Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator coming to you live from Whitefish, Montana. And today it is hot and smoky. Sadly, there must be some fires around and it's windy, and so it's blowing in all their smoke. So I am happy to be indoors now because it is warm outside and not all that easy to breathe. So I wanted to talk to you today because today's Thunderstruck Thursday, so we're going to talk a little bit about some gift bags because that's not something that you see me do on a regular occasion, not very often at all actually, but I'm working my way into it. You know how sometimes you have your thing that you're really good at and that you like and that you find easy, and then you slowly start breaking out and trying different things, and the gift bags and the gift boxes and things. That's where I'm at. That's where my next phase of checking it out, seeing what it's like, how do I like it, and all that. So this month, doing some bags for today, we're going to do bag, and then for the card club this month, we're doing boxes. So you'll have to check that out. Let's see. Let's go ahead and switch cameras. So the first thing is I did the challenge with those folks, all the other demonstrators that earned this paper. This is the Countryside Rose Designer Series paper. It is not available to customers. This was a perk for demonstrators. I'm just going to show you the full pages. So you might be thinking, whoa, that looks pretty familiar, June. I am liking the pattern. The foxes, the rabbits, the trees. I know you're thinking, wow, I've seen that before. This design especially, I think it goes this way, and then this one. So I know you've seen these before, and the birds, because we have the Countryside Inn. All right, so this is Countryside Rose, this is Countryside Inn, and you can see all the same patterns here. Okay, the rabbits, and I don't know, for some of them I kind of like the blue, like for the fox, and for the rabbits I like the blue better, but for the birds, I don't know, I'm kind of trying to decide which way I like it. This one I like both. Let's see, where is it? This one I like both the regular patterns, but for the fox and the birds, fox and the rabbits, I kind of like that better. This one I kind of like the blue trees a little bit better, but you know, and then this was really pretty in the pink. And do we not have the main, here we go, the main pattern was this one, and then we used to have an embossing folder that fit on this perfectly and would emboss everything on here. It was fantastic. So this is the paper that's still available. It's one of the few designer series papers that carried over into the new annual catalog because it was such a popular paper. And they don't carry over DSP very often. Hi Missy, hi April, great to see you on here. All right, so those are the two papers I used to start off with. Well, I used this one first because it was during that challenge, and then making a mess. And then I wanted to do the cards in, and the cards in the gift bag in blue. So let me show you. Here it is like this, these two cards. So we're going to make these cards, but we're going to use a totally different one. And this is, the point of this is to show you that it doesn't matter which designer series paper you use, any of them will work. And they will work perfectly. Let me just check my lighting. Does it look dark to you? I've got so much bright sunshine around that I'm having a hard time seeing. Oh no, it doesn't look dark on the computer. It looks dark on my screen, but it looks good over there, so we're good. All right, so this is Petal Pink. This is Pretty in Pink. This is just a little card. I haven't even finished the insides of it. Just a little card. And then this one here. And then I did them in the blue. Okay, so you can see how I did them in the blue, changed up the leafing and stuff a little bit, use something a little bit different, but you can see here. Now, with this one, and when we get to it, I'll talk to you about it. This one was actually 3 and I did 4, but you can change it up. And then I also embossed. So this one is embossed with the wood. This is embossed with the exposed brick. This one is embossed with what I call the crisscross. It came in the set of 3. It was this crisscross one, and then it was the bubble wrap looking one, and then the stars or starfish or flowers, depending on how you looked at it and what papers you put with it. And then this is the eyelet embossing folder. So just a few different embossing folders to give you that idea. All right. So let's go ahead and make those cards first. And what I did is I chose this paper, which is the Wildly Flowering 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. And its colors are the Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Misty Moonlight, Moody Mauve, Mossy Meadow, and Wild Wheat. So here's what the patterns look like. I really like this little pattern. And there's this one, this one, this, and this one, and that. And then I have the other one for the bag from this that we'll be able to use, and you'll be able to see the other side. So I was using this paper because I wanted to just show that we could do it with different paper. All right. So let's start with this little card. I've already die cut everything out. We're going to stamp and punch. But first thing I want to do is use my new favorite, the exposed brick embossing folder. Check that out. Isn't that great? I love it. It has become my new all-time fave. Yes, I know we still have the painted textures. It's still available. But this one is kind of starting to replace it. I know, are you surprised? I'm sure many of you who have seen me use that painted textures for the past year are like, wait, what? She's switching favorites? Yes, I'm switching favorites. Oop, that light just went out. I think it's time for a new light bulb. What do you think? All right, so we're gonna turn it this way because it's sticking out. I know we're supposed to usually emboss with the fold of the embossing folder, but because we have this paper sticking out, we're going to lay it this way. I don't do it all the time, so it's not going to destroy my embossing folder. We're all good. All right, so it's Friday. No, it's not. It's Thursday. Is it Thursday? It is Thursday. Oh my gosh, I told my dad it was the wrong day of the week today. I thought it was Friday. Oops, he's already confused. What am I doing confusing him more? Yikes. All right, here we go. Now I'm like, oh no. I told him the wrong day, and he's confused enough. Me telling him the wrong day is not a good way to go. All right, so here is that exposed brick embossing folder. Isn't that so cool? I love it. I didn't at first, but the more I've used it and the more that I've seen it used, the more I am totally falling head over heels in love with this embossing folder. Right? What do you think? Missy, wow, I never thought you'd like something more than painted textures, right? Right? I mean, I really used the heck out of my painted textures. Y'all know that. But this is, yeah, I love this. So then what I did, excuse me, I took the pattern papers. I didn't want to use the plain side. I wanted to use some of the bold patterns because of this. And so then what we're going to do is we're going to glue those on. We're going to glue this one first in the center. Yeah, that painted texture's got a lot of love though, Missy. I don't feel guilty at all. Moving on. Of course, before that, what was it before that? Goodness. Do I even remember what I loved before painted textures? I'm not sure. So I'm kind of centering this one. And this piece is 1 inch by 3 inches. So this is 1 inch by 3 inch. And this one is the next largest one. It is 1 inch by 2.5 inches. And I made sure to have a bunch of different colors. All right, I made sure to have a bunch of different colors so that it would show off better. We're going to move this one over this way to the left a little bit, but not lining up over here, okay? I'm just moving it a little to the left, giving it a little bit of space here. And then this one is 1 inch by 2 inches. Put a little bit of glue on here. And we're going to move it more towards the right. I think it goes that way. I want to make sure it's, I've got paper that is kind of directional, so I'm trying to make sure my flowers are going in the right direction. All right, so it's kind of zigzagging all over there, which is fine. I obviously have this middle one a little bit crooked, or I have this second one a little bit crooked, but it's not really going to show because we're going to then put some of this on. So then what I did is I took these, and these are dies from the painted lavender, and I did them in the basic beige. I didn't want to go white because there was so much white on here, and the crumb cake was too dark, so I went with this one, but we're going to go this way across. All right, and then these are from the Cheerful Daisies, and I did that in the wild wheat. And then these are from, I think, also the Cheerful Daisies, and they are in the Moody Mauve. So I used 3 different colors, whereas in these I did all the same color. Actually, these are done out of DSP, but I decided to change it up and use these colors. So first we're going to put this on, and I'm just going to put some glasses on, and then I'm going to put, here we go, this, and just in the thicker areas, just do some glue along the thicker areas. Just a little bit, not a whole ton. All right. And we're going to put that diagonally here. All right, then we're going to take this one, again in the thicker areas. You can see this. All right, like that. There we go. Ooh, that almost went over. But that's okay. This card is smaller. This whole card is 5 by 7 scored at 3.5. So it's smaller than your regular envelope. All right, it's something you can stick in with a gift, and it doesn't necessarily have to have a an envelope with it. All right, so now we have this. And so right here is where my sentiment is going to go. So I'm not worried about all the overlapping not looking pretty. So again, I'm going to put some glue, just kind of run it along in the thicker areas and along the spine. And turn it around like that. Lay it kind of on top. So, what do you all have planned for this coming weekend? I know we have a team meeting on Saturday, doing a little make and take and some recognition and learning a few things. And then we will see about what else. And then we have a BYOK, a bring your own kit Zoom. So we've got that going on this weekend. That's at 4 o'clock Mountain Time, so you can join us. I'll be putting the Zoom link onto my Facebook page. I need to also put it in the Junebugs Creators. If you're not part of that group, I'll put the link down below so that you can get into that group. So here on this one you can see where I just did hey, and on this one I did hey thanks. I'm going to go ahead and do the hey thanks on this one, and I'm going to use the oval again. So, and I think I'm going to, shock of shocks, don't fall over, use the wild wheat. You still need to get the exposed brick. Yeah, you know what? The exposed brick, I hesitated. I didn't get it until it was, yeah, until almost the new catalog. I just, yeah, I didn't think I would like it, but now I love it. All right, so we're gonna do the hay. Right there like that. And then I'm gonna do the thanks on a separate one so that I can choose, there we go. I can choose where I want it, whoops. See, that's why you want to pick it up with that. All right, so we're gonna see how this looks. Because, you know, I'm not even sure. I think this is the first time I'm using wild wheat. We'll see how I like it. I thought it would work okay with this. Oh, see, that just looks, that just looks awful. But let's see when it dries. It might look better. All right, we'll see how it looks. Not liking it at the moment. What about you? Do you like the wild wheat? That's like the only color I think I've ever really just not liked. Like, it's not even growing on me. Hi, Covina. It's, yeah. Fingers crossed you can get up the steps to your craft room. Oh, you still haven't been up the stairs to your craft room yet? Oh, goodness, Missy. I'm so sad to hear that. All right. We're going to go ahead and do this. Ooh, it just fits. Just fits. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and put dimensionals on it. Ooh, almost time for a new sheet of dimensionals. All right, here we go. And then let's take these off. And so, Kavina, did you make it out of town for your trip? You were, yesterday I think you were saying that you were hardly getting out of town. Or barely getting out of town. All right, here we go. All right, not too bad. That's working. Is that working for you? Let's see. Where's my, trying to check the color over on my other screen to see how the color looks, whether it's way out there. That doesn't look too bad, actually. It's now, as it lightens up a little bit, it looks okay. Still not my favorite color, but I have at least used my stamp pad officially one time. We'll see if I use it more. It is an odd color, and you know, it, for those of us who are moms, which I think is probably most of us on here, it looks like baby poop. I know, isn't that terrible to say that? But that's the first thought most people had when they saw that, and I'm really having a hard time getting past it. To me, it doesn't look like wheat. I don't think of wheat when I see it. So, but it works for this card. It really does. So I'm happy that it worked for that card. Let's do our second card, which was this one. All right, so what I did is I took and I cut, this is the 4 1/4 by 11 scored at 5 1/2. It's wild wheat. Yes, are you not surprised? You know, don't fall out of your chairs. And then this piece, let me remember, is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right. And then what I did is I took 4 different papers. Which ones? Yeah. 4 different papers. It looks like the same one. Maybe I didn't do 4 different ones. Here we go. 4 different ones. And I used the small deckled rectangle. Now, in the original design that was created, they used 3 different shapes instead of 4. And so then you had more white space around it. I couldn't figure out a size that I liked, so I just went with this and did 4, and I wanted to show off more of the paper. But if you wanted to do 3, you could possibly, no, I think this was too big. They had a punch. They used a punch. 1, 2. See, this one's too big, so that's why I went with the 4. And then let's see if this one is too big. I didn't think about trying this one. I've gotten 3, 1, 2. Yeah, no, see, I didn't have the right size. They used one of the new punches that I didn't have, so that's why I used this. And that's the beauty of it all. You can alter it however you want. So before we do anything with these, though, we're going to emboss this using the eyelet. It's one of my new favorites as well. I really like it. How many of you wore eyelet as a kid? I did. I had eyelet lace dresses and other things, hair things, bows. Eyelet was very popular when I was a kid. So comment eyelet if you wore eyelet. So, all right, so April agrees that wild wheat worked, right? Or are you saying, yep, it does look like baby poop, or are you saying it worked with that card? I'm not sure which one you're trying to say here. All right, so we'll go ahead and put this through the eyelet one. All right, eyelet. Yes, April wore eyelet too. Yeah, I think we're all probably pretty close in age, so most likely we all wore some eyelet. Isn't that pretty? Even on this color, it looks pretty. I love it. And this is the other side, so you could even do the other side and it looks awesome. I think it's just a great embossing folder. So this is one of my favorites, but not a universal. The brick, the exposed brick one is more universal. You could use it with anything. It doesn't have a specific theme to it. That's what I love about the exposed brick. That's what I loved about the softly subtle way back when. That's what I loved about the painted textures, is it didn't have to have any theme. You could make it go with a theme, but it didn't have to have a theme. It just looked good. This one to me is more theme-oriented, flowery, outdoorsy, girly. You know, if you have it on here, it looks really girly and pretty. So yeah, but even on this wild wheat, it makes the wild wheat look good. So, all right. Oh, I just realized I forgot to make some of these in white. All right, let's get that. Tearful daisies. All right, so while we have that out, can I get 2? I can get 2 off of that. All right, let's bring the, oh, the light just came back on. Wonder if something's loose. Might be something loose in there that's jiggling around. I thought maybe it needed a new bulb, but apparently not. I'll probably have to see if it's loose. So we're gonna put this on here and die cut these accents, and I'm going to go ahead and go with white because I'm using everything else white for that. Oop. This is one that's really detailed, so you kind of want to run it back and forth once or twice to help make sure you can get it out. When you have something that detailed, that's usually a good way to do it, and then you can just, well, maybe. Is it going to work? No, of course it's not going to work because I'm on live, but if I wasn't on live, it would work. So there's little holes in it that you can use to push out that paper. Like, oh, I'm not even doing it under the camera. So there's little holes right here to push out the paper. Let's do another one. Well, that worked out perfectly, that I grabbed a piece of scrap that would work for this punch and work for these 2 dies. Okay, you might be wondering, am I left-handed or right-handed? Because I always have the wheel on the left-hand side. I like to just give my left arm a workout. I'm a little bit ambidextrous with some things, depending on what it is, as I think a lot of people are. But I tend to like to do that on the left. And when my girls come to the house, they have to turn it around to the right because they roll it the wrong way. So there we go. Look at that. Pop that baby out right there. Okay, so we will bring this back in, bring this back in. We're going to stamp. We're going to stamp with the word thanks, because I can always use thank you cards. So we've got this nice big thanks in this My Small Business. So if you run your own small business, this is a great stamp set. I'm going to be doing a class using that stamp set that I'm working on putting together. You know what? We're going to use the wild wheat again because it goes with this, and that's what I did. Okay, so this one I didn't use the petal pink. I used that, but this one I used the Misty Moonlight. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to give this a whirl, and then you tell me if we need to use Moody Mauve or Boho Blue instead. Don't tell me yet. It's got to dry. That's what we've discovered now with that other one, that it looks better after it dries. All right, after it dries. So we need to not judge it until it's dried. So we'll set that over there to dry. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take these four and we're going to cut them in half. You can use your trimmer, or what I did is I just eyeballed it because we're going to have this across the center. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, as a matter of fact, it's a good thing it doesn't have to be perfect because it's a little bit crooked. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on here. All right, so I'm going to, so this is my deckled edge. I want that at the top there. And this one like that. And this one like that. And this one like that. Maybe we should alternate. You know what? Actually, we're going to alternate this way. So we have this kind of pattern here. And you want them kind of close together. Like that. So that you have about the same edge around. And you notice I haven't put any glue on it because I want to make sure first. All right, and then we're going to turn this over. And it's the other side, and I'm going to then line it up with different ones. Ooh. All right, so that's, let's see, we're gonna do this like that. Ooh, I got a lot of Moody Mauve in there apparently. So we'll do this. That's got blue in it. So I'm just trying to not have the same colors across from each other. Ooh, that's not gonna work. Oh, here, no, we're supposed to go this way. See, look at that. So then I have two colors next to each other. That's still kind of the same colors next to each other. How'd that happen? I apparently did not pick my papers very well. All right. We want these about the same distance from the top and bottom. This is going to be going here through the middle, so it's okay. All right. Let's see. Well, we're just going to have some Moody Mauve next to each other. There's no way around it. Any suggestions? All right. You like that one too? Both. Oh. All right. I hear ya. All right. I think this is about as good as it's going to get because this is the other side of those. So I guess that's something to pay attention to closer. Here it worked out. Okay, where it was just light and darks. So this is just going to have to work for us. So I'm going to start down here. And I'm going to, hair. We have lots of hair in this house between animals and people. We have lots of hair. There we go. And we'll do this. This one's darker. Ooh, dropped it the right side up. That's good. So it didn't mess everything up. There we go. All right. Keep having to look up to see what your comments are so I don't miss out. All right. You know that FOMO thing. Who's got FOMO? Say FOMO. Comment FOMO if you get FOMO. If you catch yourself getting FOMO and then you think, oh, why am I feeling that way? Is it real? Is it worth the FOMO feeling, or should I just not worry about it? How many of you catch yourself? I do. I catch myself thinking, oh, am I trying to make sure I do that because of FOMO or because I really want to do that? I think it's real. I think the whole FOMO thing is real. I wish I could have put, I wonder if I could pull this up. Is it down? Is it down? It's down. All right. I was thinking if I could put the blue a little further away over there instead of right there, but I didn't pay attention to what was on the other side and how well they would flip. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. It still looks pretty cool, right? Doesn't it? All right, so we are going to put these, let's see, where's my dimensionals? We're going to do dimensionals on this, down the middle here, like that. And then what we're going to do is, we're going to put some glue right here. And I'm going to lay that there. And I'm going to lay that there. Alright, and I'm going to just stick it down in the glue. Alright, and then we're going to take these off. That looks pretty cool. And the thanks, that wild wheat is working. It's working. All right, now this needs to go on dimensionals, and I don't have enough here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, but I'm going to grab some more. Ooh, there we go. Grab some more here. That. Do that. Oh, I should have put that long one in the center. Oh well. It's all good. No one's gonna know but you and me. Alright, so here we have these cards. And I love how these cards are so versatile. Can you see? Everybody say any DSP if you can see how you can pretty much use any DSP to make these cards. And of course then you still want to put your white piece at 4 by 5 1/4 inside. I just didn't cut those. But even look how it makes that wild wheat work. It makes it work. Hi Mary Beth. I'm glad you like it. Yep, any DSP will work for these. That's what's so awesome about these cards. All right, doesn't matter which DSP, they all look great. Okay, you could even put this going the other way. You could just have it on bottom or just on top, or don't have it at all. You know, it just looks awesome. And then same with this one. It works. Oh, I did have some gems. I did have some gems. Let's do some gems. So the gems I have are the 2023-2025 in color opaque sparkle dots, because that's what I was using, is a lot of in colors. And let's see, we're going to use, I'm gonna do it, girls. I'm just gonna do it. We're going all wild wheat. I'm gonna do it. We're going wild wheat all the way. Are you proud of me? I'm proud of me. I'm like, woo, can't believe I'm using all this wild wheat. How does that happen? All right, and we'll go over there. And we're gonna go over there. All right. So, wild wheat all the way on the 2 cards. I don't know about the bag. I don't know about the bag. All right, so I was prepping for this. Here are the 2 bags. This was the original bag, but it was supposed to be tied like this. All right, so I used the sparkly glitter navy blue, and I made little handles for the bag. This is the size the bag is supposed to be, but I goofed in my scoring, and so then I ended up with this one and some wasted paper, sadly. But it's okay. I can use it for other things. All right, and so that's how it works. I mean, it was pretty simple to do once I got the scoring in the right directions and sides. So I'm going to show you how to make this one and how to make the small one. So this is the paper cut, scored and cut correctly. And I'm going to get a piece of paper out of this kit, out of this packet, to score incorrectly, so I can show you how to make the smaller bag. So this paper is the Frames and Flowers Specialty Designer Series paper. All right, and so we're going to first cut it. We're going to cut it. Now, if you have directional paper, you want to make sure to cut it this way so that your directional paper goes like this. All right, so I couldn't use this paper this way because you can see it's going this way instead of this way. So I'm using the linen side. Linen? Felt, not felt. Ooh, what's that called? It's not linen. Is it linen? Maybe it is linen. Burlap? Nah, it's not quite burlap. All right, so let me look at my measurements. So 6 inches. So you can make 2 bags out of 1 piece of 12 by 12 DSP. That's another perk to this. And then 10.5 going this way. All right. And if you want these measurements, just go ahead and message me and I will get the measurements to you. So 10.5. All right. So then I'm going to use the scoreboard. No, because I wanted to show you how not to do it. That's what it was. All right. So the first scoring is at 1/2 inch. So I used this side. So I did 1/2 inch. And now you want to not press too hard because this is DSP. Okay. And then at 1 inch, so I use this side again. Oh, you can't see it. This side of the line at 1 inch. And then at 1.5, which is over here. All right. Well, the next scoring that you are supposed to do is keep going this way. So then what you would do actually is start over here and work your way across this way. So the next scoring is supposed to be at 5.5, and then 5.5, and then 6 inches, and then 6.5 inches. All right, so that you have your scoring here and your scoring in the middle. Well, my first bag, my little bag, I goofed. All right, and what I did was I scored this, and then I went over here and I scored at 5.5. Six, and 6.5. So you can see I have my score lines close together. On here, when I did it correctly, I have my score lines over here and my score lines over here. You can see how they are off. Can you see that, how they're off? All right. So when you do it, I highly recommend you start over here, do 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, keep going to 5.5, 6, and 6.5, and then you will have it in the right place to make the big bag. If you want the little bag, then you score it over on the right hand side and then score it from the left inside, and that's going to give you this smaller bag. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how you cut this. So first, what I did is I folded it accordion style like that, and then I folded these accordion style as well. All right, and then I cut this out, and at an angle I cut on this score line, I cut a triangle out. On this score line I cut a triangle, and on this score line I cut a triangle. All right, so then on this one you're going to do the same thing. I'm going to, I want this as my front, so I'm going to do this, this. Score lines are just harder to see on your pattern paper. And then we want this, this, and this. All right, do you see that? You want it to look like that. And you can see here how this paper will be wasted, but it won't be wasted on this one because I know now that I'm cutting that off. All right, so, but first we have to, oh, you know what I forgot to do was the 1 inch mark. I'm like, where's my bottom? All right, so we need 1 inch, here we go, 1 inch, and instead of going all the way down, like on this one, it goes all the way down. Because I know I'm cutting this off, I'm only going to do it to the end of my score lines. Okay, I went a little past my score lines, but that's okay. I'm not worried about it. All right, here we go. All right, so first we're going to cut here, and then cut at an angle on this side. So you cut that whole piece off, and then we're going to cut the triangle out of this score line and this score line, and then this score line and this score line. So what we're doing is, ooh, I just lost the name. We are, oh, somebody help me. What's this called that I'm doing? I just lost the name. Oh my goodness. Oh, I do need that all the way. because I need the back of it. See, I'm a goof. I'm a total goof. All right, so I did need that all the way down. All right. See, when you purposely do something wrong, then it's a little more challenging. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word. It's not scoring. I'm angling it so that it will fold easier and not go back on itself. But there's a word for it, and I can't think of what it's called. Let me see if create wedges. Just says create wedges. I can't think what it's called. There's a word for it. Somebody help if you know what I'm talking about. Miter. Miter. That's the word. I'm mitering it. All right. So here's where we need that trimmer back because I need to trim off that extra paper. All right. So I need to trim it off right there. Yeah, when you accidentally do something, it's a lot easier than when you purposely mess it up. But I like the little bag. So then I want to miter that so it folds in nicely. All right. So then what we're going to do is I'm going to use my tear and tape. The multi-purpose glue would totally work for this, but I feel like right now the tear and tape is quicker. So I'm going to do that and use the tear and tape. And I am using it on the correct side. If you're sitting there going, June, are you taping the wrong side? No, I'm not taping the wrong side. I am taping the correct side. And I want it all the way to the edge. And I know it overlapped, and that's okay. So I'm going to pull off this one. And then I'm going to pull off this one. See, this way, pulling it away from that tape. And so that's where it layered over. All right, so we want to make sure to fold this all in like this. And we're going to, it's stuck to my fingers. Okay, this is the easier way to do it. I'm sure there's an even easier way, but right now it's not coming to me as to what that is. But there, it worked. So I'm happy. All right, so cute little bag, right? So then what we do is we fold in this edge, we fold in this edge, we fold in this edge, and we fold in this edge. All right. So, like this, all right, and then like that. So now what we're going to do is on here, we're going to put some more tear and tape. You can use your multi-purpose glue. The multi-purpose glue is perfect for this. I am just in more of a bit of a hurry because I feel like I've taken up a lot of your time with this. All right, what are you thinking of these bags? Are you thinking, oh yeah, I could totally make that. That would be super easy. Or are you thinking, Lordy, that's too complicated, June? I'm telling you, oh, and then I want one across this edge. That way it's double glued. All right. So there we go, like that. And you can stick, where's my end? Here it is. What I do is I like to stick this down in there to make sure it's sealed. All all right? And then you would just fold it and wrap it, all right? Wrap the little ribbon around it. I don't have it all ready, so, but you can see what you would do. You would fold that and wrap it. How cute is that, right? How cute. All right. Now, the other thing is this one. So this one, same thing, all right? We're going to put tear and tape on here. Whoop, almost close to the edge. And then for those that might be worried about the overlapping, I'll take that off and then overlap it. Woo, it's over. I'll just do it like that. It'll hold. Good stuff here. All right. Yeah, there we go. I didn't seal it down. All right, so now what we can do with this larger one, what's easier, is just fold it in half and glue it down there. All right, fold it in half. Oop, some of it's sticking out. I didn't quite line it up as well as the other one. All right, so now we have this bag. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold this in, fold this in, fold this one in, and you could probably do this before you start putting it all together. I just always seem to forget until I've got to this part. All right. Okay, so again, that one's over, so we've got this one. Tear and tape. We'll put it on here. So this time around, I'm just putting it on the same one, the bottom one. The one that'll go down first. And we'll peel that up like that. Peel that up like that. You want to fold anything hanging over. Then we're going to do this and this. And we're going to take this and rub it inside to make sure. All right, there we go. All right, and you can do the same thing. You can wrap the ribbon around, all right? So then when they unwrap it, it will just open up like a bag, and you can put little treats in there. You can put little gems in there, and here the gems would fit nicely. Why are they not? There we go. Something's a little wonky on here. Oh. Yeah, when I stuck it down wonky. Uh-oh. You know what? I'm not going to pull it up because that's going to mess up. This one's just going to be a little bit wonky. And then you can use this ribbon if you want. What I did is I chose this ribbon. Do it on this side. Chose this ribbon. And I went ahead and stamped the thanks in Moody Mauve and the flowers. Then we're going to go ahead and lay that right on there. You could even stamp on here on the linen. And then we're going to go across here. I'm just going to take this off, tie a bow. That. This is the Very Vanilla and Black plaid. So I probably should have and would be probably inclined to change this to Very Vanilla so that it coordinates better. And I think even stamping on the bag would be even better. But there you have that bag. So we have this one and this one. Just pretend like it's got ribbon and tag on it. I just impromptu decided to show you how to make it the smaller version that I goofed up on instead of just the larger one. All right, so different ways to do it. You can do it where it's just wrapped around, or you can, I guess this one had the little wrap around. So you can do it where it's wrapped around, or you can do it where you poke holes and put the string through. The choice is yours. Depends on what you're putting in it as to how you want to do it, would be my idea. All right, so there we go. Okay, there you go. So there's our bags. Let's see. We'll zoom out a little bit. Here are our bags. Here are our cards. We'll do all the different colors of cards. All right. And there we go. All right. Let's see. There, now you can see it all. All right, thanks so much for hanging in there with me. If you want the measurements for these bags, just let me know and I'll be happy to send them over to you. You can message me and I will send it either through the message or send me your email address and I will email you the measurements for the bags and for the cards. For any of it that you would like, just let me know and I will be happy to get that out to you. So thank you so much for joining me. All right, you said wild week. Oh no, wheat. Wild wheat, and I actually did a pretty good job of using it, at least on the first two items. So I'm glad you liked it. Let me know if you want measurements for it, and I will see you all on Saturday if you're interested. Saturday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time is BYOK. So bring your own kit. Any Stampin' Up! Kit that you have, whether it's paper pumpkin or from the kit collection, doesn't matter. Bring it. We got 90 minutes to craft and create and make those projects out of those kits and get those boxes off your shelf and the cards in the mail. So come join us. I'll be doing a giveaway for those that are participating and crafting along and showing off what they're doing. So it's no pressure. It's a safe space to show us what you're creating. You can just be making all the cards as they're designed in the kit, or you can be branching out and creating alternates. The choice is totally yours, but you will be entered into a drawing during the 90 minutes, and towards the end of the 90 minutes then I will do that drawing and somebody will be winning a prize. All right, some free product. So I'll see you on Saturday. Check back here for the link and I will also be sending it out in an email. So check back. Have a great night. See you later.